Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where I apologize if there's a little bit of an echo. I am moved into a new apartment now, living with some friends who've appeared previously in this very playthrough. I might tell you who it is at some point, I haven't decided yet. Might want to keep the privacy, you know. Anyways, I moved into a new place, so things might be sounding a little bit off while I get my room set up. It's still a work in progress, so there might be a little bit of echo. Apologies for that. I will do my best to keep that to a minimum, but who knows. Anyways, it is the beginning of the week, so we're doing the minion roulette. And before we get started with the main story today, welcome to the Dawntrail patch. It is now patch 7.0. While we're obviously not playing Dawntrail, that's still years away. Dawntrail came out yesterday, as of this recording, and you may notice things are looking a little bit better. Not like drastically different or anything, but better. One of the more noticeable changes is the lighting. Look at the shadows. The shadows look much better now. Lighting in general just looks way better now. This fireplace is casting a shadow. I don't know if it did that before. I actually didn't pay attention. Yeah, in general, a lot of the lighting looks a lot better. Floor textures look way better. There's just a lot of like surface materials just generally look a lot better. The bricks here in Revenant's Toll, yeah, it's subtle things. It's largely the graphics update seems to have amounted to everything looks a lot cleaner. It's like you're playing at the correct resolution for the first time. I like it. It looks pretty good. It looks even better on 4K, but I don't have a 4K capture card, and I probably won't for a while. A long while. I'd love to have that someday, but yeah, it overall looks pretty good. Characters got a big overhaul. Let me go ahead and turn off the headgear, the horrible headgear that we got from Circus Tower. Eyes look a lot better. The little gleam in the eye, the little eye shine, that's no longer a texture, that's actually lighting on the eyeball, so that's cool. The faces just generally look a lot better. Hair looks a lot better. It looks like hair. It doesn't look like those awkward textures that they had before. It's so much better. Not everything's been updated. The paladin gear that I'm wearing is absolutely not updated, you can tell. The materials do, even though this gear has not been updated, the materials on it do look better. The metals have a bit more of a sheen to them, which is nice, a metallic sheen. But they're planning on, throughout the Dawntrail expansion, going back and updating all of the old textures and gear and etc. in order to get it all up to date with Dawntrail, but they wanted to get like the core things that are across the entire game, the core engine stuff, and all the stuff for Dawntrail expansion itself, all up to date. And then they'll be updating all the old stuff just over time. So as we go on, things are going to keep looking better and better every few months. Exciting. Alright then, let's go ahead and get started with our patch 2.4 main story. Hello everyone, I believe I spoke to you all at the conclusion of patch 2.3's main story, but just to be sure. She's always inspiring to speak with a person of vision. If there is aught I might do to be of service to this new company. Okay, that sounds old. Yeah, Thancred's flirting with Higiri, the kids are in the corner. Hozen's over there. I think there's nothing new. Yeah, this is all stuff we've seen before. Fair enough. We did check it at the end of the patch. Okay. Then with that, let's get started on the patch 2.4 main story, Traitor in the Midst. Oh, and before we get started on the main story, I also do want to note that there has been a lot of changes to jobs with Dawntrail. With every new expansion, there's usually going to be a big revision of a lot of the jobs, just to fix any issues that have come up over time, or to future-proof for like future plans on where they plan to go with the jobs in this or future expansions. So, as we go through the main story and use each of the jobs, I will be trying to go over the changes that each one had. Paladin got quite a few changes, but none of them are relevant at level 50. So I'm not going to go over any of the particular Paladin changes since they're not relevant to our playthrough. There is a new system called the Action Change system, which It's not quite what I wanted, but it's fine. It is good. It's just not quite what I was hoping for. Action change setting is basically whenever you use an ability and it replaces itself with another ability, so like replacing itself with the next ability in a chain. For example, once we do the level 54 job quest for Paladin, we'll get an ability called Goring Blade. Fight or Flight will then be replaced, well, you use Fight or Flight and then it replaces itself with Goring Blade. And you can use the action change settings menu to turn that off so that you can have them as separate buttons if you want. I'm going to leave this as is. I like the action change system. I hope they actually expand it to include more. There's a very particular thing I want them to include in this system, but we'll see if they add that eventually. They might not. That's like the main new thing that affects a lot of jobs is the action change system. But it doesn't affect Paladin yet. None of the changes for Paladin affect it yet. That's at higher levels that the changes start to kick in for Paladin, so we're not going to worry about that for now. We will talk about each job individually as we get to them in the main story, though, just to talk about what's changed for us, for where we're at. Minfilia would have us assist Alphino in his new station as the commander of the Crystal Braves. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such a time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the Dark Beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Alright, sounds good. I am more than happy to help out the boy. As much as he gets on my nerves, I know he does have good intentions. His arrogance aside, he is quite impressive. Alphino refused the Archon's help, but I believe that he would welcome yours. I should be most grateful if you would place yourself at his disposal. Alright, will do. Let's do this. But yeah, I'm happy with the graphics update. I'm pretty happy with it. They say they plan to maybe do more graphics updates in the future. Just as we go along, just like keep making the game look better and better. They've mentioned they have things that they want to improve further, and of course the Dawntrail graphics update is far from done. Okay, so everyone moved around, so before we talk to Alphino, let's talk to everyone. Hello, Deware. Many of my countrymen are skilled with bow or blade. I have made it my mission to rally those with such talents to the Braves' cause. I only hope we can be of some small assistance. It is very appreciated, Deware. Very good to have you and yours aboard. And very glad we were able to provide you help. From invoices to petitions, it's a war, Satora. That desk is my front line, and I fear I've been overrun. You got this, Sataru. You got this. Hang in there. Dispatch the first unit to Ul'dah, the second and fourth are to stand by for further orders. Alright, see, Ilbert's already taken control. I believe you were positioned as one of the commanders? Good to see you are taking care of that. Condemn refugees to death. Wait a minute, that's not right. Ida, what the hell? What's the context of this conversation? In which event, we must guide them to Little Amigo, else we condemn them to certain death. Ida, what did I just tell you? Oh, she's not paying attention. Ida, please. Oh, she's so scatterbrained. Hello, Ishtora, Flamin, and Higiri. In traditional Doman cuisine, we strive for perfect balance, not only of flavor and texture, but also of nutrition. For a meal to be truly satisfying, it must nourish the body as well as delight the senses. Fair enough, that's something I would love to do with my own meals. It's surprisingly hard sometimes to get not just the macros but the micros right as well. Don't neglect your fats, people. Fats are good for you, in reasonable amounts. Yes, 'twould be foolish to sacrifice nutrition for flavor. Oh no! This is gonna come back up several expansions from now. Oh my god. Oh, that will come back. That will come back. If Hegarian and our more skilled culinarians work closely together, I dare say they could create extraordinary dishes sure to satisfy Eorzean and Doman alike. Well, I'll leave you all to it. Have fun with your exchange of ideas. Someone's having fun with the knife. Careful you don't cut me. Jesus, Thancred, what the hell? I'm standing right here. Okay, no more messing around. A dazzling floral arrangement, each blossom a peerless beauty in her own right. Ah, the blessing and the burden of an overactive imagination. Thancred, no. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Let me add it to my favorites just because I use it enough. Okay, so next up we have Hoary Boulder and Coltene. I don't know why, but for the longest time I always thought Coltene was a girl, and I feel so bad. Come on. I feel so bad about it. The hat makes it hard to see his face. Unless you're like deliberately looking. I don't know. I'm stupid, I guess. Look forward, never back. Devote yourself only to the present. This is what I've learned from the Domans. Those azure uniforms are really rather striking, but I think I shall remain a scion for the nonce. These walls have become my home and the scions my family. Besides, I'm not sure blue is really my color. The green in my cassock brings out my eyes, just as Hori's brings out the red and breeches bring out the red in his. These two are absolutely a gay couple, though. Good for them. Like, come on. They're a little bit too close to be just friends. Where have those younglings disappeared to? Making the most of their newfound freedom, no doubt. That is actually a good question. Where are the younglings? They don't appear to actually be in here at all. We might see them around somewhere, I suppose. Maybe they're out in Mordona itself. All right, Alphina, what do you got for us? What is it, Satora? And do be concise. I am rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions, but I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilberd. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Zora. Alright, thank you all for now. We'll go talk to Ilberd and see what the matter is.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you?
Alright, new feature with Dawntrail, and I would normally set this up in advance, but I just really want to show this off. You can now set text auto advance to be just on voice dialogue. I have needed this for so long, specifically for this playthrough. I have needed this. I'm so happy. Alphino told me you had a job?
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
All right then, investigating a traitor in the Immortal Flames. That's concerning. All right then, off we go. Actually, before we go, I remembered that we actually do have a bunch of loot that I picked up between patches. Let me just pull up my checklist real quick. And we have a new emote, which I got from our Grand Company using Grand Company seals. We got Battlefield Etiquette at Ease, which is a new emote, the At Ease emote. Next up, we got the Kurthus Central Highlands riding map. We got Markob, the mount for Ramu Extreme. This tiny whistle emits a shrill tone which can only be heard by Markob, blessed seed of the Lord of Levin. And let's see. No orchestrion rolls, no triple triad cards, that is all. Then let's go ahead and hop on down to our mount and check out its info. Legend states that the Lord of Levin, Ramu, drew forth his magic steed from a nightmare offered by the sylphs in sacrifice. And Nay is but a hoofbeat away from Nay, Uma Bugyo. Alright, nothing new there, unfortunately. I think they're all going to be the same on that front. Okay then, awesome. Let's head on to Ul'dah and see if we can't root out this traitor, or at least start to work towards finding out who this Ivy is. But yeah, a bunch of new stuff for us. Very exciting. Actually, let's take a look at that Aback emote. No, not Aback. At Ease. What am I saying? There's At Ease, and we also picked up this At Attention emote, also from the Grand Company. I think it's 40,000 Grand Company seals? You are... Oh, wow, we can unlock the Stormblood jobs already. We're not doing that. We're not doing that until post-Heaven's Word. I'm saving those jobs. We are not getting overwhelmed with jobs that come from much later expansions. Hello, Rauban. I hear there's an issue we need to deal with.
What brings you here, my friend?
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Pah! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Hilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monitarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Well, that went well, which is good. I forgot to mark which of the gear we wanted. Oh, crap. Well, we were currently playing as tanks. Oh, nope. This is what I wanted to do. Not an upgrade. I should have marked which of these I wanted to grab. Screw it. We'll just skip through the cutscene. Let me double check which of the gear we want, and then I'll be right back. I need to not forget that for the future main scenario quests as well. Alright, made it back. Looks like we want the Astrum arm guards. We've got eye level 110 for each of these two groups. So, Astrum is currently at upgrading from item level 100, so that'll be an upgrade. And Astrum was for Dragoon, I believe it was. Yes. Yeah, that's Dragoon and Reaper. And Reaper's not going to be till Endwalker. Okay, upgrade for Dragoon, very nice. Then with that, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, as we continue onwards in the main story, we are going to see what else we can do to look into this Traitor investigation. Raban seems to be on top of it, but I don't know if I'm comfortable leaving it to just the Immortal Flames to investigate the Immortal Flames. I trust Raban, it's just if there's a traitor here, we don't know who it is, so we should probably, be looking into it externally. But we'll see what Ilbert has for us next time. So, I will see everyone next time as we head back and forth.